Okay, so when we're talking about square root, we need to talk about the square. The square is a number of product that itself and the number itself. So let's, for instance, so if we said 4 times 4, we can say it's 4 squared, which is 16. So this little thing is called squared. Understand? Okay, so when a number is squared, it is raised to the second power. So when we say the third power is 4 cubed, so this is the third power. Get it, Amelia? Okay, consider the expression of 8 squared, which is 8 times itself, which is 64. Right? Okay, so Zoe, we have learned that a lot of math is just about the number is straightforward and backwards. For instance, when we learn 2 plus 2 equals 4, then we learn 4 minus 2 equals 2, right? So we learn 3 times 4 equals 12, then we learn 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So almost all the math concept coming up by what? Paired, right? It's all paired. So let's take a look at this one. So what is the backfourth of the squared, which is square root? Okay, so if we have 64 and we give a square root, so this little thing is called a square root, which is what? 8 times 8 and square root, so that's why equals 8. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So all the number, if a squaring 5 results in 25, so the square root of the 25 is 5. Okay, so now let's learn the second conception is called perfect square. The whole number are the number of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the number. So they're the infinite whole numbers or finite in whole numbers. And there's a limitation for the whole numbers number. Very good. There's no limitation. So there's unlimited whole numbers there, okay? A perfect square number is a number whose square root is a whole number. Okay, so do you have a calculator in your hand? Okay, you can take a look at this one, okay? So if we say 4 square root, it is 2, right? But if it is 5 square root, it equals what? 2.73 something. Correct? So it's not necessarily all the number could lead to a result which is a perfect number. So we call these number like 0, 1, 4, 9, 16, etc. They're perfect whole number. Why they're perfect? Because the answer and the number itself is whole numbers. Understand, Amelia? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so square root of a number that are not perfect number are irrational number. In decimal form, these numbers continue forever in non-repeating patterns. Okay, all the not perfect square number, they are non-repeating patterns. What does it mean? Like if I told you 1 over 9 equals 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They are repeating decimal numbers. Get it? And for the square root, 12 equals 3.4641. They don't come up like a pattern. They're non-repeating. So all the numbers come up with not any patterns at all. So they're unlimited decimal numbers following by there. Clear? Okay. So let's take a look at this one. The third one, we're going to understand better or dig deep for the squaring and square root properties. So what the characteristic of them? Squaring and square root properties can be used to solve equations containing squares and square root. An important concept to understand for solving these equations is that squaring a square root product produces the original value, or in other words, one cancel the other. So let's take a look at this one. We do one by one, okay? So let's see. Oh, thank you, Amelia. So square root x equals 16. What does it mean? This x is bigger than 16 or smaller than 16? I want you to think this one first.
Smaller. Actually bigger.
Thank you. It is bigger than 60. Get it? It's bigger than 60. So let's take a look at this one. When you try to find out the number inside the square root, all you need to do is just do what? Because 16 times 16 equals 16, correct? So x equals what? Equals the outside number times itself. Get it? Okay, 好, let's take a look at the second one. Okay, square root x squared equals 9. That means what? X squared equals 9 times 9. Remember I said the number inside the square root is always equals to the number outside times itself. Correct, Zoe? Okay, so now Amelia said x equals 9. Yes or no? Why? Because if x squared equals 9 times 9, which is 81, is it okay x equals negative 9 as well? Correct? Because negative 9 times negative 9 also equals 8, right? Okay, so now I want you to try C and D yourself. Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. I have received your answer. 哎，我们能不能把声音打开啊？
Okay.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. The first one, I said the number inside it, right? So x equals the outside number times itself. So x equals what? Equals 16. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. So number D, x squared equals square root 25 times square root 25. Get it, Amelia? The outside number equals number on the other side times itself. So 28 square root times 28 squared, 25 squared root equals what? Equals 25. So x squared equals 25. So x equals what? X squared equals 25. X equals 5. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Because if x squared equals 25, can x equals negative 5 as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because negative 5 times negative 5 equals 25. Understand? Yeah. Okay, so we are this question is only just those answers, but we can do better than that. Okay, it could be negative. Okay, don't worry about it, but it's not too difficult to find the square root for a small perfect number. However, finding the square root of a large perfect square can be a much more challenging. One way or simplify a square root is using the properties. So we can take a look at something like that. Okay, so see if we have 36, right? And this 36 could equals what? 4 times 9, right? And we know square root 4 equals what? And square root 9 equals what? And times them together. Understand? And if we have square root 9 over 25, we can do square root 9 over square root 25, which is 3 over 5. Get it? Okay, so now let's take a look at the bigger number. 1296. Can we just immediately putting them into two numbers, which is perfect? So now I'm going to introduce a very best friend, which is called short division. Remember, Amelia? We do this for a lot of time, right? So do two, because sometimes you tell me, I forgot how to do the greatest common factor or lowest common multiple. So they're using the same method, right? So 2, 3, 2, 4, and 2, 62, and 2, 81. And 81 can do 9 and 9. And you can see here, we have 4 times 4. So this one equals what? Square root 16 times 81, which is square root 16 times square root 81, which is 4 times 9, which is 16. Oh, sorry, 36, what I'm doing. Get it? Okay, let's try the number C. So 98 and 242. Okay, so we can see 98 and 242, both of them are not perfect squares, right? But we can do what? 98 and 242, if you take a look at this one, they share a common factor of what? 2, right? So it is 49 over 121. 49 equals what? Equals 7 times 7. And 121 equals 11 times 11. So the answer is 7 over 11. Correct? Okay, so I want you to try number B yourself. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So 1764. So we start with 2, right? Because it's an even number. So 8, 8, 2. So again 2, so 4, 4, 1. So 3, 1, 4, 7, and 7, 21, and 3, and 7. So we're going to find out this one equals what? 1769 equals 4 times 21 times 21, which is 2. I can rewrite it as what? 2 times 2. Right? So it's 2 times 21 outside equals 42. Okay, just want to clarify with you all together again, okay? So I'm just using number A as example. Just go back to number A. If you take a look at this one, the 1296 could be rewritten as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 9 times 9. Or if you didn't very familiar with this one, we can do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, right? So the square root, the principle of square root is always take a look at the thing inside and just to make 2 became 1. So if you have 2 2's inside it, you take out, became 1 2. 2 2 became 1 2. 2 3 became 1 3. And 2 3 become 1 3. Get it? Okay, so the answer is 4 times 9 equals 36. So you take a look at this one. So this one equals 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 7 times 7. Right? So every time you see you see two numbers inside the square root sign, you take out became 1. 2 became 1 and 2 became 1. So the answer is 42. Get it? Okay, even we're having the bigger number, we have this conclusion, so it's much easier. So let's just do very quick, okay? So let's do A, C, E, G, I, K, M, N. So just to the left side, and I'm going to do it after I will do it, and you can check your answer, so you don't have to send it to me, Amelia, okay?
But can I send it to you if I want to?
No, it takes too much time. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to just do this with you, okay? So the 1 is 0. So 2 times 2 equals what?
4,
Very good. Amelia?
16,
Very good. Zoe?
36,
Very good. And Amelia?
48.
Ah?
No, 64.
Number K? Zoe?
100.
And Amelia?
144.
And Zoe?
196.
196. Okay, very good. So now let's take a look at this one. Write each number as a product to two equal number. Okay, so this is just the reverse of the number 1, so we're not doing this. And this one is just doing that, okay? So I want you to put down one thing, okay? A number square root must be positive. Okay, so that means all of these numbers must be positive. But, Zoe, is it possible if I put a square root and negative in front of it, it's equals to -2? Get it?
I don't think it's possible.
Okay, so now let's just take a look at these ones, okay? So number A, how to do it. If we want to find out what is the number inside it, equals the outside times itself equals 9, correct? Okay, so let's take a look at these ones. Okay, please do these ones for me.
And send them to you?
No, you don't have to send it to me.
Oh. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Oh, but I like some stuff. Zoe, if I can't send them to Miss Carrie, can I send them to you? I'll send mine to you as well. Finished.
Okay, sorry, I was there. Okay, so Zoe and Amelia, let's just take a look at the first one. So first one, Zoe, could you please tell me the answer of yours? Zoe, what is the first question's answer? I cannot hear you. You mute yourself again.
Wait, what? 324.
I cannot hear nothing.
324.
Thank you. 324. Good job. Okay, Amelia, what is the next one?
16.
Very good. And the number G, Zoe.
4.
I cannot hear you again.
4.
4. Okay, thank you. And next one's Amelia.
81.
Very good. And last one, Zoe.
9.
Thank you. And don't mute yourself again. It's not waste a lot of time, okay? So this is part of the thing? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Solve using the square root properties, okay? So this is very important that we understand square root of a times b is actually equals to square root a times square root b. And square root a over b equals square root a over square root b. Okay, so now I'm going to just ask you to do a couple questions. So E, F, G, H. So these 4 questions.
Didn't we do 1764 before?
Yeah, but with me together. So now it's your own.
Oh. We send it to you?
Mm, you don't have to. Just put it
Oh.
there.
Okay.老师，我可以去洗手间吗？
你做完了吗？
Yeah.
Okay, Zoe, did you finish? Not yet. Okay, so 那 Million 你去上厕所，但是你得快点回来啊。等一下我们做下去了，你又没做完。
Okay.
现在更新了。老师，我做完了。
OK，好，那我们来看一下。So 1764. So did you? I just directly give you the answer. Okay, so you can check if your answer is right or not.
I sent mine to you.
嗯，
你给你发了我的答案。
啊，已经发了是吧？Okay, very good. So we're going to practice the property of the division, okay? So number J, number L, and number K. So 1, 2, 3, 3 questions.
老师，如果除不开，那就不除吗？
我听不见你说
么？
什么？
给那个 J，我就把那两边都除2吗？
对的，先把它变成 simplest form。嗯。Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, Zoe. So if we eliminate this one, so 4 and 98 equals 4 and 49, right? So equals 2 over 7. Very easy. So this one, we're going to eliminate what? Number 3. So it's 9 over 81. And again, we can just become 1 over 9, right? So very easy. It's 1 over 3, correct? Okay, Zoe, the last one, 150 and 726 is, we are going to do number 2 first, 75 and 363. And again, they can both eliminated by 3, factor 3, correct? So 25 over 1, 2, 1. So this one is very easy. So it's 5 over 11. Did you get it all right? Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. So how to use the square root on the, apply these on the real questions. Okay, so Zoe, it is very often that we see the math is very construct, right? And so abstract. So we don't think like this is something relevant to our life, correct? It looks like there's nobody will walking on the street and just come to see you and say, hey, Zoe, could you please tell me what is 4 square root? It's impossible, correct? But math is actually everywhere in our life. Square roots are needed when it is necessary to find a whole number that, when multiplied by itself, equals another value, such as finding the length of a square. Correct? Right? If I told you the area of a square is 9, and could you please tell me the side measurement of the square? It looks like still not very relevant to our real life, but think about it. If you have a garden, the area of the garden is 24 meters square, and you want to build a fence on top of it, right? If you want to do a fence, you need to know how much material you need to buy from the Costco or from the London Drugs. Oh, sorry, the Canadian Tire, something like that, right? So it's 25 square root equals 5 meters, and for that you need 20 meters of the material to build the fence, correct? Okay, so this is how we use the square root. So let's take a look at this one. A rectangle has an area of 98 millimeter cube. Okay, so the length is twice the width. Thank you. Thank you, Amelia. Okay, so could you please tell me the perimeter of this rectangle?
The perimeter of the rectangle is length times width times length plus width times 2.
Mhm. Okay, so Zoe and Amelia, I want you to take a look at, I think you know how to do it, right? But I want to show you the process of doing that because later on people are going to ask you how to get the answer, okay? So a rectangle has an area of 98 millimeters if the length is twice of the width. So I'm going to just do a graph there. And this is S. We said this is the width, right? So this one is length. So length equals 2S. You can also do X and 2X instead. It doesn't matter. Okay, just a variable. We know 2X times X equals 98, right? So that means X squared equals 49. So X equals 7 millimeters. So what is the perimeter of the rectangle? Like Amelia said, it's 7 and 14. So it's 7 plus 14 times 2 equals 21 times 2 equals 42 milliliter. Get it? Okay, so now let's take a look at number 2. A triangle with a base 3 times the height has an area of 384 centimeters square. What is its height? I'm going to just ask you to do. You need to do exactly something I'm doing. Have a picture and have them written like that. Okay.
So I draw a triangle. Right, Zoe? Do I draw a triangle? Mm,
没人给你那么多东西，你不给他，你把你的这个送给那个吧。
I'm unmuted, okay? So
OK。
what?
So let's take a look at this one. A triangle with a base 3 times the height. So I'm going to draw a triangle first, right? And this is the height, and this is a base. So base is 3 times the height as area. So if I said the height is 1h, the base will be 3h, correct? So 3h times h divided by 2 should equal to 384, correct? Okay, so now we do 3h squared equals what? 768, correct? And h squared equals what? 256. So h equals what? 256 equals what? We can see 256 divided by 2, 128 divided by 2, 64 divided by 2. So you know this is 8 times 8, right? So it's 16 centimeter. What is a base? 16 times 3 equals 50. Oh, sorry, 48 centimeter. Get it? Okay, so now let's take a look at number 3. A rectangle, thank you. A rectangle kitchen has a dimension of 4 times 6. Its floor is covered with the square tiles, each with an area of 64 centimeter. How many tiles are there on the floor? I want you to emphasize one of them, okay? So the floor, the tile is 60 centimeters square, and this one's 4 meters by 6 meters. Do you understand? Okay, so I want you to pay attention, and you do this one first.
Which one?
Number 3, you do it yourself.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna send you my answer, okay?
Okay.
I can't write. Oh, yeah. 4 meters per second. Um, or 64 centimeters doesn't mean like the whole, like all the tiles together or just one tile?
Hmm?
64 centimeters.
It's each tile.
Each, okay.
Sorry, I'm back. Okay.
那我可以上厕所吗？
可以。
All right, done.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. 我们稍微等一下，周也 OK。
Okay. I'm just gonna send you my answer right now.
好。
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
老师，我写完了。
好，
Wish you a Merry
你已经要 Merry Christmas 啦，Amelia. No, it's not even there yet. Okay, a rectangular kitchen has a dimension of 4 meters by 6 meters. 我的笔呢? Okay, so it's 400 millimeter times 600 millimeter. Get it? So for the area of this kitchen is 24,000 millimeter square. Oh, sorry, centimeter. What I'm doing. That's what. Okay, so the each area of the tile is 64. So how many tiles we needed? So 24 over 64. Correct? Okay, so this one we can do 24 equals 4 times 6 times 10,000. And this one is 8 times 8. So we can just do number 2 and 3. And it's 330,000 divided by 8, correct? Okay, so you're going to find out they're a whole number or no? Yes? 啊，这可以除的吗？不能除吧？
I think I can. I'm not sure.
啊，
No.
你们做出来是什么答案？
I
What
did
is
not
it?
do it that way.
啊，那你
I
怎么
didn't do it that way.
Okay, yeah, it's equals to 3,750 squares. Amelia, how do you do this question?
So I thought like I thought like 1 meter was like supposed to be like 100 centimeters, and then 600 centimeters. I divided it by 8 because like the tiles are like 8 by 8, so since it's 64 centimeters square. So I did 600 divided by 8 and 400 divided by 8. Then I plus them together and I minus 8.
So did you get the same answer?
No.
How about Zoe?
You said you
No.
were 30.
It's actually 300. I missed decimal point.
Oh.
Hello. I got 300.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 看到了吗？
Yes. Oh. I did like 50 plus 75.
Get it, boys and girls?
There's only girls here.
Oh, sorry. How about you? Zoe, did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's take a look at the next one, okay?
I think. Oh.
Okay, so this time we move to circles, okay? So 2 circles have the total area of 45 pi centimeter. Do you still remember how to do circles? How to calculate the area of the circles? So pi times radius equals
Radius.
the area of the circle. Correct, Zoe? Okay, if the larger circle has an area of 4 times the smaller area, what is the radius of each circle? Okay, so think about this question and I'm going to teach you later.
2 circles have a total area of 45 centimeters squared. The larger circle has an area of 4 times the smaller circle. Now, what is the radius of each circle?
Oh, 25. Oh.
Is it that the two circles each have a area of 45 pi centimeters?
Two circles of the total area.
Oh, okay.
嗯，
你一直会你快
Two circles have a total area of 45 pi centimeters squared. If the large
Okay, do you
circle
need my help?
我做完了。
你做完了
I'm still
，OK。
thinking.
Armenia 还在想是不是啊？那我们来看看。So there's a bigger circle and a smaller circle, and plus together equals 45 pi, right? Did you have this one, Amelia? Okay, the larger circle has an area 4 times the smaller one. So the big one equals 4 smaller one, correct? So we can replace bigger one by 4s plus s equals 45 pi. So 5s equals 45 pi. Did you get it, Amelia? 4s plus 1s equals 5s. So s
Yeah.
equals what? Equals 9 pi. So that means the smaller version of the circle equals 9 pi. So how do we calculate the area of a pi? It's radius times pi. So radius equals what? Radius equals square root of 9 equals 3 centimeters. What is the radius of each circle? So we know the smaller one has an area of 9 pi. So what is the area of the bigger one? 36 pi, right? So the radius of the bigger one equals square root 36 equals 6. Okay, so let's take a look at Amelia 把时间放在那个台上啊，不要老是想着要把颜色弄出来，好不好？ Okay, so let's take a look at next one. The amount of time t in second a basketball player can remain in the air is determined by the formula t equals 0.144 square root v. V is the height of the player's vertical leap in this inches. If the basketball player can jump 25 inches vertically, find his hand time. 也就是说，他可以跳得越高，他在空中停留的时间就越长，对不对？
你的 formula meaning t equals 0.144 times square root v.
Are we supposed to use the Pythagorean theorem or something?
I don't think that's what I'm doing. 老师，我做完了。
阿米莉，你可以不要把这个东西弄出来吗？因为非常不
I
清
didn't do it.
啊。
I didn't do it. Is your
Oh,
computer broken or something?
no, it's no. Okay, it's okay. It's somebody. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So the amount of time t in second is basketball. So we have this one. So t equals 0.144 square root b, right? And t equals 0.144 times, for this question, 25. Correct? Very easy. So t equals 10144 times 5. So the answer is 0207. So 0.72 seconds. 看起来很长时间，但是其实也没多长时间，对不对？ Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. So the number of parking space and needed for the mall, it's determined by the formula n equals 5 square root s, where s is the size of all the mall. 1 second. Okay, so let's take a look at this question.
老师，我做完了。
Okay, how
我也
about
是。
you, Amelia? 啊，做完了要跟我说的，我在等你们呢。OK，
I sent it to you.
啊，我看不到你这个3厘米的东西。
What?
对，我要点开才看，但我现在跟你们说话，我就看不了。Okay, Amelia has sent it to me. So Zoe, could you please tell me the answer? You wrote yours.
I wrote 7 square meters.
Pardon me?
7 square meters.
Very good. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
What was the answer?
You're right.
Cool.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So now this exercise set will be all the words and numbers, right? So let's just go to the harder question because this is your homework. Okay, so I'm going to just a quick stick on the harder question because the easier one, there's no problem at all. So let's take a look at this one. Number 11 and number 9.
Oh.
A prism has a width of 5 centimeter. I'm going to strongly suggest you put a 5 here, okay? And a volume of 90 centimeters square. If V equals half times length times width times height, what is the height? So did you see there's a little thing here? That one represents these two measurements are the same. So if the width is 5 centimeter, that means the length is also 5 centimeter, okay? So for this question, because the prism is the volume of the prism equals half times 5 times 5 times height, which is 90. So 25 times height equals 180. So height equals 180 over 25. Oh, this one's pretty easy, right? Okay, so let's take a look at number 11. Allie is twice as old as Katie. If the product of their age is 18 years, how old is Allie? Yeah, very easy. How old is Ellie? Zoe?
Well,
Very good. Okay, so now we're going to move forward to the number 13 and 14. A rectangle has an area 9 times the area of the square. One side of the rectangle is the same length as the square. Find the dimension of the rectangle if the total volume of the square and the rectangle is 250 millimeters. Millimeter square.
You're muted.
You're muted. 同时
老师, you're muted.
Sorry. I'm just doing a rectangle. So this rectangle is 9x. This one's x, correct? Do you understand this one? Okay, and they said one side of the rectangle is the same. So I just say this is A, this is also A. Okay, so I would like to see, so x equals what? Equals A squared, correct? So 9x is equals 9A squared. So can we find out what is the area of the length? The measurement of that length? Because A times length equals 9A squared. So L equals what? Equals 9A, correct? Correct? Find the 9 dimension of the rectangle if the total volume. I think this one is A as well because it's called the volume. 不然不够了，是不是？ The rectangle has an area none. Find the dimension of the rectangle if the total volume of the square and rectangle. 这说错了吧 ？Area 吧，对吧？ Oh, okay. That's right. So that means 9A squared plus A squared equals 250. So 10A squared equals 250. So A squared equals 25. So A equals 5 millimeter. Correct? Okay, so I want to see all of you are going to give me the details of how to get those answers. Understand, Zoe? So if you just give me an answer, it's not good. For instance, for this question, you give me 5 millimeter. I'm going to take it this is wrong. Get it? Okay, so so the homework will be the part 1, just those practice. Understand? And part 2 is the word problem. So I want to see all of the answer one by one. All of them. I need to see how you get the answer. Are you clear with me? Okay, so that's it for today's class. We're gonna see each other next week. Okay, bye bye.
先就
哎，我还是不会，我还是不会。I try so hard. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so that's it for today's class. Bye bye.